How's it going, everyone? And welcome to the Black Metal Rebellion. This is going to be a review of the Suicide Squad. Yeah, of that movie. But no, in all seriousness, I finally got to go see Suicide Squad in theaters at the AMC's, and yeah, I really don't see what the big deal is with all these critics and naysayers, because the movie I saw was pretty kick-ass. So, yeah, I don't know what movie y'all saw, but it was damn good. I will say it wasn't exactly what I was thinking it was going to be, but it was still pretty damn good. The whole spoilers, by the way, this is going to be probably riddled with spoilers, so if you care about that kind of thing, you might not want to watch this. But I'll try not to spoil it a lot and give away everything, but some things I'm going to need to talk about just because. So yeah, the intro, it's cool. They kind of used the trailer that was used with all the different songs and kind of all the different kind of comic book stats and stuff like that pop up. And for the critics that were complaining about how that was utilized, I really don't see what the big problem was. I like how they utilized, like, each individual character got their own song. It worked well, I think. It didn't bother me at all. I really enjoyed how they showed each character's backstory, just kind of really quickly to get everyone caught up. And it was done decently. I also enjoyed the the main plot, which was basically shit went down. Now you guys got to go save the world for time off of your sentences. It doesn't have to be a huge, extensive, complicated plot to be a good one. You know, it's a simple plot, and they, stay to it pretty decently. Um, as for Jared Leto's Joker, he's not quite as what I was expecting from the trailers plural. But he was all right. Like, if you're expecting like a Jack Nicholson or a Heath Ledger type of Joker, that he certainly is not. But I don't know. I he wasn't in the movie, enough to really get a decent opinion on him. He he did what he needed to do. He didn't have any kind of over the top craziness going on, and some of the scenes that you see in the trailer are sort of missing, but some of them are also included. Um, he appears in Harley Quinn's kind of backstory, and it's decent. Um, it it shows that she falls kind of for him instead of treating him as a patient, and then he just randomly requests a machine gun, and she's like, a machine gun. And then the next scene just flips to like all his gang just firing off at people in the uh, the asylum or wherever they are, and then he ends up shocking her with the electroshock treatment thing. But it's not like just he randomly does it to her, and she's like, whatever, I can dish out whatever you bring to me. So he's like, okay, and it just kind of happens, and she seems to be kind of like a sadomasochist. She's like, she really wants some of this crazy shit to happen to her, and she doesn't really care, it seems. So it's not like he's like abusing her and he's like doing it, without kind of any. I don't know. It's not like it's not like an abusive husband beating his wife randomly and she doesn't like it, and it's not. It's like none of that. No, she seems to be kind of like all about it. She's a freaky girl. Okay, so this whole abusive boyfriend kind of thing, yeah, he does abuse her, but at the same time, it's kind of like she likes it and it's kinky, and it's not like, I don't know. It seemed to just not really go, oh my god, it's so horrible and abusive. It's just like, yeah, it's their relationship. It's a really fucked up, weird relationship, and she seems to like it. So, for all the people that were all hating on the fact that it's like an abusive whatever, and we're getting all up in arms about it, chill. She apparently enjoys it, okay? And who are we to say what she's allowed to and what she's not allowed to enjoy in her relationship. So, I don't know. Harley Quinn was good. She was kind of weird. Kind of knew she was going to be just from the trailers and stuff like that. I like how she was portrayed in the film. You do get to kind of quickly see a quick glimpse of her classic, like, onesie that she wears with the Harlequin, like, diamonds and shit on it. But from how they portray it in the film, you're kind of like, well, I'm kind of glad she's not really wearing that throughout the entire thing, because it wouldn't really work. Now, there's a couple versions that they could have used throughout the film. They could have used the Arkham Asylum games, like the Batman Arkham Asylum, like dress attire that they could have used for Harley Quinn. That would have worked fine. And maybe some of the other comic book styles that she wore. But yeah, the one from the Batman animated series, I really don't see that working on the big screen unless it's like a two-piece leather outfit, maybe. But yeah, so you're not missing out by her not wearing the classic Harley Quinn outfit. For the rest of the movie, it's pretty good. It's basically just like a whole bunch of weird, demonic, bubbly head creatures that they have to fight and like battle and get to the center of the city. And in order to save someone, I'm not going to give away who they're saving, but you're kind of like, oh, well, now that makes sense. But yeah, it's no one huge. I mean, they're in the story already. I guess that was a spoiler, but it's anyways. They're saving someone in the middle of the city. That's why they got a battle there. And he's a huge spoiler, so just kind of go la 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 for like 4 seconds here. But the critics were totally all over Enchantress. They were like, "Oh, she's so shitty. Her little like seductress little kind of dancey thing was too much and blah blah." Honestly, I didn't really notice that much kind of like dancey thing that they're talking about. And in the parts that you do notice she's doing that, it's so minimal, it doesn't even matter. Like the critics, honestly, from what I'm hearing or what I've heard, are just scrambling for anything to pick apart this movie from, because they're so worried that DC's gonna like come back and like be on the same level as Marvel, that they're like, oh, we better like diss DC, we better tear it down before, you know. But sorry, critics, the movie was great, and any of these little minute little details that you're shitting and pissing all over, you're exaggerating, you're blowing out of proportion, and they don't even matter. The story was great. Even the little dancey parts that the Enchantress was doing near the end didn't bother me. I'm sure it didn't bother anyone else besides you who are looking for a reason to hate on DC. And the whole garbage pile random big thing at the end, pull your head out of your ass. At the beginning of the movie, it tells you what they're doing. And it's not just, oh, we're going to end the world for reasons. They actually do have a reason. The Enchantress and her brother, the succubi, the male succubus, they tell you at the very beginning, thousands of years ago, humans worshipped them. Now, they tell you that humans have turned against them, and they've betrayed them. So, now, the Enchantress and her brother are pissed off about not being worshipped by humans anymore. And she kind of says, the Enchantress says, now they worship machines, because it's the age of technology. And he's like, then we'll make a machine that will destroy them all. That's the revenge for not being worshipped. So all that trash that's swirling around for no reason, you're an idiot. They are collecting materials from different parts of the city and different things, and it's all swirling together to make this giant machine that is going to take over and kill the world. And the reason why she's dancing and doing all that jittery stuff that she's doing is because she's summoning magic, and she's doing a spell to combine the machines and all that other stuff to create this world-ending machine. Like, are you an idiot? Were you sleeping through half of this movie before you decided to critique it? You probably were. And all of you, I'm calling you out on your bullshit, because you're an idiot, and all that negative crap that you're spouting about Suicide Squad, is dumb. If you paid attention to the movie, you'd realize that. So it's not just they're going to destroy the world for reasons. It's because they were gods. They were being worshipped back in the old day. Now the humans have stopped worshipping them, and according to them, they're worshipping machines. So to get revenge on them, they're going to create a machine to destroy mankind for not worshipping them anymore and betraying them. That is how they felt. They felt the humans were betraying them and worshipping machines, so now they're going to kill humans with machines. Do you get it now? Do you now understand why that whole swirly thing at the end is there with the garbage? It's not garbage, it's just collected materials to fuel the machine. You idiots. Diablo was great, by the way. His character definitely did not, spoiler alert, by the way, deserve to die at the end. He definitely had some redeeming qualities, and when he let loose and became that other thing that he turned into, that skeleton, like, tribal fire beast, that was sick. That was pretty awesome. So, yeah. Killer Croc, he had, like, a couple of moments that was pretty cool. Mostly just kind of there for extra muscle, and then at the end, he has a specific mission that pertains to him and his like crocodile abilities and water. So he helps out at the end. He's necessary. And for the people that are saying Katana was not necessary, are you an idiot? She's not just thrown in there for randomness fact. She's amazing with that sword. Like, when all the other people are getting their ass kicked and handed to them, she's, like, kicking ass and taking names. She's, like, she cut off the hand of that fucking giant succubi character. So, no, she's not just a randomly thrown in character. She had her uses. So, pull your head out of your ass for that. Deadshot, pretty cool. It's Deadshot was a good character. He's a little bit of Will Smith because it's Will Smith who's playing him, but it's also Deadshot as well. I know Will Smith it's hard for him to not be Will Smith in every character he plays, but I think he was able to just put more of the character into Deadshot than himself. So kudos to Will Smith for being able to like bring that to the screen again finally. Who else is in there? Captain Boomerang. I couldn't understand half the shit he was saying half the time because I couldn't really understand his Aussie accent. But some of the things that I did hear was kind of funny. How he like reacted to different things going around was humorous. I like his use of the boomerangs and different things like that. He didn't do too much crazy stuff in the movie, but it was definitely cool to have him in there, and what he brought to the game was, you know, it was good. Like, he wasn't a useless character. He even had like a what do you call those things? Like, he had basically like this camera boomerang that actually showed what they were up against up ahead before like the fucking succubi took it out. So he was useful. Slipknot, it's kind of funny. His first like appearance in the movie is just him popping out of a van and like fucking plowing this female agent in the face. That was great. I mean, I get people are pissed off because, oh my god, a man hit a woman. Welcome to 2016 equality, bitch. But like, he's a bad guy. What do you expect? You get up in a dude's face who's a bad guy, and you start talking shit, and you don't expect to get punched? What is wrong with you? So, anyways, no hate for Slipknot. He was an interesting character for the, you know, I don't know, maybe like 3 minutes of screen time that he had. It's unfortunate that he had to die right away. I had to swipe someone off my screen, they just popped up. But yeah, I don't know. It would have been neat to see what he could have done throughout the movie, but if you watch the animated Arkham Asylum film, you know, KG Beast stepped across the line and challenged a Amanda Waller's Authority, so his head blew up. So I guess they had to have someone in the Suicide Squad who challenged the Authority and blew up. So yeah, he got fucked over real quick, unfortunately, but yeah. And I don't know if I'm missing anyone. I feel like I am. Rick Flag, he was alright. He did his job, he was a soldier. You know, he led the team. His character wasn't really all that super special. It could have been like Agent 7, some random name. It didn't really have to be Rick Flag. It didn't bring anything special to the table from him being that specific character. And honestly, I see Rick Flag being a little bit more beefy and kind of like muscly than the one they had in there. He's kind of scraggly for a soldier, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. I liked it. I can't say anything bad about this movie. It was really cool. I liked all the scenes they brought in there. I'm hoping for a Ultimate Edition, just like they did for Batman vs. Superman. Maybe have like 30 or 40 minutes extra scenes. Maybe throw in all that shit that Jared Leto's bitching about not being in the movie. But what do you do? Like, David Ayer, or whatever the director's name was, had his plans for that movie, and he wanted it to go a certain way, but the studio's like, no, chop this, chop that, we want it to fit the theaters, we want it to be more, like, happy-go-lucky with more, you know, jokes and shit. So he's like, well, my hands are tied, I guess we're going to release what the studio wants us to release. So, a nice David Ayer director's cut would be sweet, to see more of the interaction with the Joker and Harley Quinn. Not, you know, and that's another thing too, like, the Joker didn't really need to be in this movie a lot anyways. Like, it was fine with the amount of scenes that he was in. It did it fine. Like, it showed the progress of the movie and, like, the backstory and the kind of things that were happening behind the scenes. Like, his involvement wasn't super duper necessary beyond what they showed in the theatrical release. Like, it was fine for me. I didn't really care that he wasn't in it as much as they reported that he was going to be in it. I don't care. It was fine. And anyone who's bitching about it, get a life. Or read some comics. One of the two. Maybe get a life and read some comics, because they're fun shit. But yeah. I give the movie like a good 8 out of 10. And I can't wait for it to come out on DVD. Maybe a director's cut, or an Ultimate Edition with maybe more Harley Quinn and more Joker. But it doesn't need it, in my opinion. I liked it how it was. Anyways, if you've seen the movie, let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree that the critics are just going way overboard with this and they're just trying to shit on DC just because they don't want DC to get up the same way as Marvel, like on Marvel's level. And honestly, it's not a competition. DC doesn't need to compete with Marvel. It's not. Just release your movies, do your thing, put out some quality shit. It's not a competition. Just have fun, bring us some quality characters. That's all we're asking for. Cheers, stay sick, and I hope you like the review.